Well, employees don't have a choice but to pay their shares taken out of the checks. But the state doesn't always write a check for their full amount. And in fact, in the last 4 or 5 years we have. So that's contributed to the UAL. Special treatments contributed to the UAL. I mean, look, I remember it's been 10 or 15 years, but you'd have 7, 8, 10, 15 bills in the legislature every year giving special treatment to 2 or 3 people without putting up the money. It wasn't right. It was wrong then, it's wrong now, but that contributed to the UAL. But we haven't had that at least for a decade or longer. If I remember correctly, it was Governor Foster who said, enough. We are doing this no more. The rating agencies applauded that. And I will tell you, I probably spent between the 3 rating agencies, we were up there 2 days, I probably spent 12 or 13 hours with them. And it is clear to me, they're worried about a number of things. They're worried, of course, about Medicaid in Louisiana and the privatization. They're worried about the $992 million in non-recurring revenue. But the one thing they're more concerned about than anything else is unfunded accrued liability.
John, I heard you say it in the meeting. I heard you say it now with all respect. We don't go on everything in those meetings. So
sure.
I'm really looking for your position on everybody being treated equally, like you said, whether they're a pawn or a king.
I don't believe in passing retirement bills that give special treatment to people who have the political power or know the right people to get special treatment. I don't believe in preferential treatment. I think it's wrong morally. I think it's stupid economically. It's what contributed to part of what's contributed to our unfunded accrued liability. Having said that, I want to get the facts here. We're going to go do a full investigation and we're going to get the facts. And everybody's going to have due process if I had anything to do with it.
So would you say, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like your office is launching this investigation.
Well, I sit on the board of the retirement systems, and Amy Matthews, who is a deputy treasurer, represents me on this particular board. I sit on 38 boards, so it's hard to make all of them. But on this one, this has ramifications that are bigger than just state troopers' retirement system, as important as it is.
You're referring to the bond.
I'm referring to our bond rating.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we have the 6th most poorly funded retirement systems in America. Okay, that is not a good list to be at the top of. And the rating agencies have really in the last 2 years basically told us either get your business straight or we're going to downgrade.
And, as we know, but you might just want to elaborate on this quick. You downgrade the bond rating, we pay higher interest than it costs.
Yeah, the reason it's important to get a good credit rating with Standard & Poor's, Moody's, and Fitch, it's like when you go buy a house, okay? If your credit rating is bad, you're going to pay more in interest. Your mortgage payments are going to go through the roof, and you may not even be able to buy the house. Works the same way with the state. If our credit rating goes down, when we go to borrow money to build roads, if our credit rating goes down, taxpayers have to pay a whole lot more than interest. And so, what the rating agencies do, they look at our retirement systems and they say, you're $19 billion underwater. We think your debt is risky, therefore you need to pay a higher interest rate. Therefore, taxpayers have to pay more. We have less money to build roads. And it's just like buying a house.
And if this is something that does get maybe approved and Michael is able to add that to his income and or whatever, could this trickle down and maybe?
Well, I don't know. That's why we're going to do the investigation. Right. I don't know who's impacted by this bill. I don't know how many people are impacted by this bill. I do know somebody's impacted by the bill, and they're entitled to come to the board and talk to the board and say, here's my side of the story. I want to know who's impacted, how many are impacted, what the cost is. I want to know if somebody got special treatment, how much is it going to cost us to give everybody the same treatment?
Would you go far as saying, once again, our legislators are not transparent at all?
Well, somebody didn't, either somebody is not being candid, or somebody didn't read this bill. That much is clear. But JP said it in the morning paper, he said it, and I believe him, and he's right. You know, that's why when they do these amendments at the last minute on these bills in conference, they ought to be doing it in a more transparent way. I mean, the last day of the legislative session is always the most dangerous because they have these conference committees. Nobody knows what amendments they're adding, and then all of a sudden it's an up or down vote. Having said that, it's no excuse. It is absolutely no excuse. I don't believe that this amendment just fell down from heaven, okay? So there are probably people out there thanking heaven for it, but this amendment didn't just fall from heaven. Somebody put this amendment on this bill, and we need to find out who and why. And they're entitled to their day in court.
Thank you, sir, for my.
I've covered it, I think.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you mentioned rating agency.
Because for years, for the most part we've stopped, but for years, the legislature would pass every year 7, 8, 10, 12 bills giving special retirement benefits to certain special people. And that contributed to our deficit. Now we stopped, the legislature, to its credit, stopped doing that probably 10 or 12 years ago. They stopped. They said, you know, we're going to get serious about fully funding our pensions. We're going to stop doing this nonsense. And I want to compliment them for that because it was foolishness. It was wrong. It was not only morally wrong, it was killing our retirement system financially. Some allegations have been made about this particular Senate bill. I was in New York. The subject came up at our rating agency meetings, along with the state's unfunded accrued liability and its retirement system. The rating agencies know everything we know about Louisiana. They read our newspapers, they follow our television reports, they read the blogs, and they asked me about the bill. And I told them I do not know the facts, but we're going to go get them. And I will report back to you. And that was the purpose of the meeting today at State Police Retirement System. Our board is going to go get the facts. What does the amendment do? Who does it impact? The people that it does impact, and if it favors somebody, we ought to give them the right to hear their side of the story. How much money is involved? If we did give somebody special treatment, if the legislature did, how much would it cost to give everybody the same treatment? So it's equal. I asked that we find out who offered the amendment and why. The author of the bill, invite the author of the bill to come talk to us and explain what happened. I also asked if we find that somebody was given special treatment, preferential treatment, then what are our options? Can we file suit? Can we allege that the bill was illegal? Can we refuse to comply with it? So we don't know. We're gathering the facts. I don't want to jump to conclusions. Everybody deserves a day in court. Having said that, I can just speak for my vote. If we do find, and we haven't found that yet, but if we do find that somebody received special treatment to which he or she was not entitled, then I'm going to vote to take it away. It doesn't matter whether you're a king or a pawn, a prince or a pauper. When it comes to our retirement system, everybody's supposed to be treated equally.
Yeah.
And but I don't have the facts. I want to emphasize we got to go get the facts.
Sure, but you understand why on the surface it looks a little fishy.
Well, I understand that.
Right.
Somebody has a lot of explaining to do. I understand how it looks, but I want to get the facts first. That's the only rational way to proceed, and I want to hear the other side of the story before we take action. And I thought what the board did today was very responsible in terms of they directed their lawyer. We're going to have a special meeting if we need to and get the facts.
Okay, perfect. That's good.
Okay.
That's all I need. Thank you. Let me grab the mic.
Oh yeah.